Hello and welcome back to another reaction video. If you're new around here, this is a part of a series I've been doing where I'm reacting to the first season of the original 2005 Ben 10 show. And then, at the end of the video, I rank the episode based on my own personal criteria that I went over in the first reaction video. Speaking of which, I recommend you go and check out that first reaction video and the others I've done so far in order to get a decent sense of what I'm going to be reviewing / critiquing here at the end. I feel like we're all already kinda used to this formula by now, so let's just dive into the video now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into my fourth reaction video, where I react to the fourth episode of the classic series, Permanent Retirement. Alright, you guys already know what time it is. Yep. Back to the Red Bull, baby. Whew, alright. I'm ready, baby. Y'all thought I couldn't do a whole month of weekly uploads, but guess who proved you wrong?
Your cash request has been denied.
Man, I hate it when that happens. Alright, I won't lie to you guys. As a robot, upgrade scares me.
I'd like that.
Hey guys, look, it's the next American president. Some old dude in a retirement home. Nah, who am I kidding? This guy's definitely younger than Joe Biden.
Aunt Vera, is that a stuffed red-billed North American chickadee?
I don't like Aunt Vera anymore. I'm sorry, but anyone that unironically does taxidermy creeps me out. Oh wait, do you guys do taxidermy? I take it back. Taxidermy is great. 10 out of 10, better than Alien Force. Let's move on now.
Coffee? As a candy? Is this some kind of joke?
I'm with Ben on that one. Candy should be sweet, goddammit.
It's Attack of the Old People. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, this definitely reminds me of me as a kid. I'm sorry guys, but this message is just too relatable to me. I don't know, maybe some people will say I was brainwashed by this episode into hating old people, but low-key, whenever I had to go on a family vacation to visit the elderly or visit the rest of our family or whatever, I just could not stand it, bro. We had nothing in common, we came from completely different countries, and half the time we couldn't even really speak to each other without some kind of interpreter around. So I really get where Ben is coming from this episode. Sorry, Lord, but you're wrong, bro. You're just wrong. For those of you that don't know, Lord made a video about this episode and the rest of Season 1 as a whole, where he talked about how he didn't really like this episode and how he didn't get why Ben hated Aunt Vera so much. So, yeah, in case the reference goes over your head. This might be kind of a hot take, but low-key, Ghost Freak's transformation there was the best one we've seen so far, and might be the best one out of the whole season. Fuck it, I'm saying it. That's just my opinion, bro. Sorry if you disagree, but I just really love the music there for some reason. And the eye becoming like an X-ray skull, then transitioning to Ghost Freak's one eye. Ah man, it just hits different, bro. Not that the other ones are bad or anything. I just really like that one in particular.
Can you hear the ocean?
Okay, this one was actually kind of funny though. This is definitely one of Ben's funnier pranks. I just don't get why people don't like it when he does stuff like this. It always cracks me up. It's like the back and forth between Rick and Morty. See, I thought that was the point of that scene as a kid, that he was like doing it to mess with the old people, but apparently he just really loves golf or something, because they didn't put like a laugh in there, so I gotta assume he was actually just gonna go golf, or maybe he just really wanted to ride the cart, I guess. That one's probably it. But still, it just made more sense to me that he was just going around pranking people, because that's kind of how Ben is. Was that a good commentary? Ah, fuck, man. I should have gotten a stronger Red Bull. I only got the 12-ounce cans. This reaction is ruined! Nice subtle way to build up their weakness. I know I've already said this multiple times throughout this reaction series, but classic series just really understood build up and payoff really well, especially in these first couple of episodes. Alright, I'll be honest. I know I just praised the last scene that did this, but this one was a little too obvious, if you know what I mean. I think I would have preferred it if Ben had run off here and the old man was still chasing him, but when the water turned on, he freaked out and ran away. And then later on, we see Ben either look back or we just cut to the next scene entirely. Because I feel like this is just too obvious of a hint, you know? The one before was subtle. He freaked out because the sprinkler turned on, and you can kind of assume that's because he's an alien / possessed / something is wrong with him. But this one makes it too clear that water is his weakness. Again, I'm not going to dock the episode points for this because it is a kid's show. It kind of needs to be clear about stuff like that sometimes, but me personally, I think they could have gotten away with being a bit more subtle. Also, the Omnitrix is gray and white here. That bothers me for some reason. I feel like this scene does a great job of making you feel uneasy, even though there's literally no lines of dialogue. Again, it's that subtlety and build-up and payoff I was talking about earlier, but this time it's just with a single audio cue. I don't know, man. Stuff like this just makes the classic series a 10 out of 10 in my book. Very few other shows, kid shows, and adult shows, mind you, are able to pull this off this masterfully.
Just fine. How about you?
Fine, Aunt Vera.
See, I didn't catch this as a kid, and maybe I'm making it up now, but did the alien do that because it was trying to see how Ben transformed? Or am I really overthinking it?
Hey, short, dumb, and hairy. Rule 1, he's not Grandpa. He's an alien freak. And that leads to rule 2, which is we kick alien butt.
Gwen, honey, I love ya, but you have kicked exactly 0 aliens' butts these past 4 episodes. You broke one of Vilgax's shittier droids and kicked over one dude in episode 3. You got no right to be talking like that, honey.
It's like everyone in Retirement Village has been potted up.
They did not actually call that place Retirement Village. Bro, you know your kids don't love you if you're sending them there. Jesus. They could at least try and be subtle. Like old age home for friendly old folk or something. Retirement Village. My God, man. Jesus. Have some respect for the elderly people.
Whatever you are, you just made a terrible mistake.
Whatever you are. So maybe I was right, and the Aunt Vera one was checking to see how Ben transformed. I think that means the Limax don't know about the Omnitrix, which I guess doesn't mean that much in the grand scheme of things, but it is interesting. Because it feels like almost every alien we see later on knows about the Omnitrix. But that was probably just more for convenience sake so the audience wouldn't have to catch up. Still thought it was worth pointing out, if that is indeed what's being implied here. I don't know what it is, but these final action sequences in the past couple episodes have been really, really good. See what I mean? If we had only seen the sprinkler and Aunt Vera's reaction from earlier, we'd be wondering why they were afraid of just water. Or at the very least, it would all finally click. Because before, I feel like the sprinklers, it could have just been like, oh, it's an alien, it's never seen that before. And oh, it's an alien, it doesn't like the plates crashing or something. I don't know, maybe I'm making it up, but I felt like those two were more subtle than the one where the guy just freaked out when the sprinklers turned on in the middle of trying to kidnap Ben. But as we'll see here, it did serve a purpose in this episode, so that's why I don't dock points for it, in case you're wondering.
Sorry, there's no drive-through service here.
Damn, kinda sucks. Think about it this way, Max just shut down their Chipotle. Low-key kinda fucked up.
Oh, this is for the road. Ben told me how much you liked my gelatin mold. This one's lime with chunks of grouper and chickpeas.
Thanks.
Okay, see, that's still better than what Max feeds them, though. I don't get the joke.
I hope you weren't bored to tears.
Actually, it turned out better than I thought.
I'm glad.
Aw, sweet moment. It's why I can never be mad at Ben. He always learns his lesson in the end and is always pretty sweet. Yeah, you guys aren't getting another season. or another episode, or a reference, or a writer's statement, or any fan love. Sorry, not sorry. Alright, time to rank the episode. I'm really kind of struggling with this one. On the one hand, it did have some genuinely creepy and suspenseful moments, but on the other hand, the action was kind of a step back from some of the previous episodes. I mean, the final battle was still epic, but we only got, like 2 other battles before then? And while I know some people argue that the build-up and story moments make up for it, I'm not too sure about that. The side plot with Aunt Vera is fine, but I just genuinely didn't enjoy it as much as the first episode and the Animo episode. Probably because the Limax are just kind of eh. I know that statement might seem strange to you guys after me complaining about last episode's villain being too grounded / down to earth, but the opposite doesn't automatically make these guys any better. Like, sure, them wanting to eat humans is a genuinely creepy and interesting motivation, but character-wise, I didn't really find any of them that interesting. Maybe you can argue that's the point, they're not really characters in a sense, due to their shape-shifting abilities, but I feel like that can be written a bit better. Like, there are famous shape-shifting characters out there that have personalities, and it doesn't detract from their abilities. In fact, a lot of time it heightens it by making them like a spy / rogue type character. I don't have too many ideas for improvements, other than, say, making that Limax that took over the old guy at the beginning the kind of de facto leader, and maybe the guy who came up with the plan to eat humans, and maybe even give him a bit of a rivalry with Ben, due to him genuinely being angry at him stopping his plans, and maybe even trying to stay on Earth to finish him off and getting washed away by the water. Not a great idea, I know, but the opposite isn't that much better either in my opinion. So, sadly, I think this is gonna be the first C-tier classic episode. Well guys, that about wraps up the video. If you're new around here and like this series, I would recommend subscribing. And also, let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below, because I'm genuinely curious about this one. I always feel bad about ranking an episode badly because I understand it's all very subjective, and I'm curious to know if other people really resonated with the Limax or not. That's all for this video though. See you guys in my next upload.